Hello there, it's Denise with Modern Priscilla Tarot and Tarot at 12. And this is Pick a Card. Today we're going to see what messages there are from Spirit. So we are going to do a Pick a Card and see what we can get. Let's get you in here. Alrighty, so we're going to use the Light Seers Tarot. And we're going to do a live shuffle, and I'm going to set out 4 piles. You will be invited to select a pile, and I will put timestamps in the description so that you can fast forward and jump around where you need to. Okay, so messages from Spirit. We need to know what we need to know. we need to know what we need to know. So we're going to do 4 piles. I am going to use 1 deck. Today is a 1 deck kind of mood, huh? Okay, so we've got 2 cards in each pile. Now, in case numbers mean something to you, just to give you an idea, 1s are typically for new beginnings. 2s are typically for balance. 3s are typically about social interactions and creativity, and 4s are about structure and manifestation. So keep that in mind if numbers are important. Let me just straighten these out. Sorry, I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt here. It's kind of chilly in my house today. So 4 piles here. Ready? Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is quiet your mind. If you need extra time, go ahead and pause the video. Think of the question, what messages can we get from Spirit? See where your attention is drawn. Pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. Select your pile, and again, I will put timestamps so that you can fast forward to your pile. Okay, let's see what we've got. Alrighty, pile number 1. What kind of messages from Spirit are there? Some things that we need to know. Okay. All right. So what is Spirit trying to tell you? Well, Spirit is giving you some kinds of, I don't want to use the word warnings, but things to kind of watch out for is, you know what, sometimes there are mysteries. Sometimes it involves deception and things that you need to pay attention to. And other times it is literally just that feeling of unknown, which is clearly the definition of a mystery, I realize. But feeling of the unknown, meaning where am I going? What's going to happen? What are we doing? And, you know, that can be fearful. I definitely can say that. But Spirit here is trying to remind you that, yes, while sometimes it's important to pay attention to some of that and try to determine what the mystery is all about, but other times it's just about having faith. This is the star of hope. This is about being divinely guided. So this is to remind you that, yes, while it's sometimes confusing and sometimes you don't know what's going on, sometimes there is nothing to know except for the fact that you are being divinely guided. So having faith. Another thing that Spirit is trying to tell you here is this is about a new direction. This is about a brand new journey and diving off. As you'll notice in this particular deck, we've got sacred geometry there. We've got a crystal, and she's just going to lay backwards and in trusting in the universe. This is very important to be able to do this. However, one of the things about the Fool that we do need to watch for is hasty choices. Sometimes everything feels great, and so we're ready to jump in, but we need to always be taking a look. knowing that there is some mystery that we're not going to be able to solve. That's why it's a mystery. But that we should always be kind of, do a minute to do our check-in points, like I checked this, I made sure of that, should I jump in? And it sounds like what this is implying is you have the ability to get things moving quickly, new things. You've got the Eight of Wands right next to your Fool. When you start off on a new thing, it goes pretty quickly, which is great. But the opposite can be true. If you are not paying attention and thinking and, making sure to do that mental checklist, things can go out of whack very quickly. You are a powerful manifester. Seeing this card here, especially by our speed, that's a powerful manifester. Again, the tarot is reminding you, though, to have faith, use your brain, but don't just jump in on faith. You have to use your brain first, but that you are capable of creating things and creating them quickly. Yeah. All right, pile one. That was awesome. Pile two. Let's see what you've got. Okay, messages from Spirit. What is Spirit trying to say to you, pile two? Well, Spirit is suggesting that taking time to reflect is paramount for your success in life. This is the Hermit. It's one of the majors, so it's a very strong message that has to do with a theme. And the theme is in your life that you need to be able to reflect. You are wise. You have good decisions, but it looks like you might have the tendency to be alone and be kind of doing that reflection, that deeper soul work. And this is important. This is what's going to lead you to the point where you can launch off and do other things. We're seeing that here with our Four of Swords as well. These are both telling us that taking time to rest, reflect, relax, these things are very important, and you have the ability to do this. You have the ability that once you get quiet, once you get calm, that's when things really come to you. That's when things are inspiring to you. We've got our Page of Cups right here, and this is all about creative opportunities. It's about receiving intuitive messages. So when you get quiet, when you get still, when you reflect, you can hear those messages. You can understand those messages. So this is again reminding you that you take that time to reflect, take that time to be alone, and without the disturbance of other people's interpretations or thoughts or what have you. And this is when those creativity is going to pop through, when those intuitive messages are going to pop through, and then you're free. If you listen, you're going to be getting wise, sage advice. You're going to be able to clearly put together your experiences to learn from the lessons that you've learned, but you need to quiet that noise. And by doing this, you'll be able to do that. Well, what's that going to free you up to do? It's going to free you up to be the Page of Wands. Again, page, new information, messages. Again, we had our cups, which is all about kind of being listening to those intuitive messages and creativity and things like that. Our Page of Wands is kind of going the other direction. Wands is all about inspiration, ideas, being a free spirit. So this is all of it. What it is saying is get to that calm, peaceful place where you are determining, what's going on, listening to your intuition, get quiet. And then those realizations and that those answers, that inspired action is all coming into place, and you can walk into things confidently. So yeah, this is really strong, pile two. It looks like, spending some time reflecting. Again, you're wise, and you just have to listen for those intuitive messages. All right, that looks good. Pile number 3. Let's see what you've got. Messages from Spirit. Okay. The message that's really strong here is stop overthinking. You are going through anxiety, or you are often getting yourself kind of in a tizzy, getting yourself all worked up. This is because you are just not having faith in the universe. You're not having faith potentially in your abilities, the intentions of others. This is all you. It's all you. The anxiety and overthinking is what I'm seeing right here in the 9 of Swords. I'm also seeing the 8 of Swords right next to it. 8, 9. You're building it. You've brought it from an 8, where you're just feeling trapped, feeling like your own thoughts are trapping you. You don't know what to do. You're overthinking. You know you can do something, but you don't know what to do about whatever it is you're thinking about. This just leads you to more overthinking, anxiety, being kept up at night. This is all an inside job. You know why you might do that? You perhaps are doing that because you're kind of bored with what you've got. Instead of appreciating what you have, or finding new ways to look at what you have to find that little golden, nugget in there. You have the 4 of Cups here. You're bored of what you have, and you're wanting to build a foundation. You're looking and saying, I wish I had more. And once you kind of get right with that, you'll realize how much you do have and how much of that foundation you actually are building. We can't be one of those people who are thinking, okay, I want this, I've done 2 things, and where is it? And then you're just feeling frustrated that things aren't happening. Things have to build. They are in layers. We have layers that make things happen. We can't just go from 0 to 100, right? We have to build it up in layers, and recognizing those layers, it's going to get you out of your head. It's going to get you out of that anxiety mode. It's looking for the golden ticket there, that golden ticket, that nugget that's in there. Everything we do in life is either a blessing or a lesson. So when it doesn't go well, it was trying to teach you something about how to move forward. When it does go well, you've got a blessing. And sometimes you can look at both, whether it went well or went badly, as both a blessing and a lesson, a blessing and a lesson. I can't talk. But anyway, that's what this is saying. So you need to be able to look at what's going on in your life. Once you do this, the emotional stability will be there. We have our Queen of Cups. She does not like to be criticized. She does not like to be wrong. You can't be afraid of being wrong. You can't just be expecting that result instantly and then decide it's no good, or that you're no good, or that you didn't do it right, or that it's not coming. It is coming. You have to build that foundation layer at a time. Take away from each situation, take away the golden nugget that was in there, because there always is. And then start noticing when you feel good. Instead of looking for what you don't have, look at what you do have. Start recognizing what you do have. I don't know if you're into the law of attraction. And if you have looked into it and you're just not interested, then, don't listen to this part. But if you haven't, I suggest you kind of look into that. And it basically is saying that like attracts like. If we're looking for what's good, we're going to find more good things. If we're just sitting there looking for what's bad, we're going to find more bad things. Think about it. If you get a red car and all of a sudden now everybody has a red car, well, there aren't any more red cars. You're just noticing them. See, it's the same thing. So once you kind of get this under wraps, that emotional stability will be there. That solid, emotional footing will be there. The criticism that you are reacting to is your own perceived criticism, wondering what people will say, mad that it didn't work out, criticizing, well, that didn't work. You see what I'm saying? But if you get a hold of that foundation is being built, and that emotional stability will be there. Ooh, that looks good, pile 3. Alrighty. Pile number 4. Messages from spirits. Whoops, I went the wrong way, didn't I? Ooh, I almost did. But it doesn't really matter right at this point, but I want to do it right. Okay. So, messages from spirit. Okay. Are you shutting somebody out, or maybe you're even shutting yourself out? This is telling me here, we've got the 5 of Pentacles and the Devil right next to each other. And what this is saying is you might be feeling like that you're being kept out of something, being shut out. Maybe you're not in the in crowd, or, doing whatever, feeling like you're being kept out from somewhere you want to be. And it also, you might want to check yourself too. Are you kind of keeping somebody else out? You always want to check in with yourself. But the real impression I'm getting is this is about you. You're being felt like you're being kept out, and that's keeping you stuck. That's feeling like, okay, that feeling of again, being kept out is making you feel less than. It's making you feel not as good, not as important. And you feel like you're kind of stuck there. You're not. You are not stuck there. It might feel like that, and there might be an actual legitimate reason that would make you feel that way. However, you need to free yourself up from that. Free yourself up from that expectation that you're supposed to be a certain way, do a certain thing. And I'm talking about in relationship to fitting in to whether it's with a group of friends, a group of people, into a box that you've created for your career, for your home, for your family. And by a box, I mean, you're thinking, I need to fit in this box, but you can't get in because you're not. These are your expectation. It's your box. And, this is something that it's a self-imposed kind of thing. You're holding yourself there when you just have to not think that anymore. Literally, it's as easy as that. Our thoughts, we are in control of our thoughts. We are the master of our own brain, right? If a thought comes in that we don't like, get rid of it. Stop thinking it. Well, how do you stop thinking? Yeah, sometimes it is hard. You know what you do? If you can't just literally stop thinking it, you know what you do? You think about something else. It's not humanly possible to think of 2 things at the same time. So you change your thoughts, you knock this out of there, you knock that out. Well, why? Why should you knock that out? Because you've got some good stuff here. This is the King of Cups. The King of Cups, he's the master of all of his emotions. He is focused on the big picture. He's very calm, analytical. If you get rid of this noise, I think you're going to realize that you actually know a lot more than you think you do. Maybe you don't even want what's ever behind this door that you think you need to get into. Doesn't matter. It doesn't maybe even matter. This is somebody who's very calm, very relaxed. And as you can see, he's sitting by himself. He looks like he's kind of in a meditative state. Nothing bothers this king. He also likes to help lift other people up. So, as you're going, this is not being selfish, not thinking about other people or whatever. It's not saying that you shouldn't think of other people at all. It's saying that you don't need to get in that barrier. I mean, you don't need to create that barrier that's keeping you out, because you're this king. You're wise. You've got this. Things are bumping off for you. You don't even need to worry. And we've got the 3 of Pentacles right next to it. This is about working and paying attention to the details, showing off your craft. I think what this is suggesting is you need to be really focused on the little things. When you move the needle, when you make something happen, when things are good, when you're feeling good, you need to remember to acknowledge those small successes. You need to pay attention to what you might be missing. The king is looking at the overall picture, keeping the emotions in line. Well, that doesn't mean that there aren't some little things that you don't want to overlook in your day-to-day existence. Now, the Cups is talking about emotions, whereas the Pentacles is typically talking about work. So what this is telling me is there are some things that you might be missing, that there might be extra work you need to do to help you bring all this together, help you get rid of these so that you can focus on being the King of Cups, right? And you're going to do that by helping people, by paying attention to the details, by sharing what you know with others. We always reinforce what we know when we tell somebody else. You know, when you teach somebody how to do something, it's teaching yourself again or solidifying that information for yourself. So that's what the tarot is suggesting. That is the message from Spirit for you. Stop. Don't be that person. You don't need to be. You can be this person. And the way you get there is through this. Yeah. Ooh, that was a good message. Good luck, pile 4. I hope that goes well for you. All right, my friends. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this pick a card. Please check me out every day at 12 p.m. Central. I do a live stream answering free tarot questions. And I also do lots of pick a cards. I have a series, Relationship Warriors. I do pop-up surprise live streams. I do all kinds of fun stuff. So hit subscribe, hit that bell so that you know when things are coming up. And I will see you soon.